Federal immigration agents have arrested Dimitri Vorbe, one of Haiti's most powerful businessmen, marking yet another major development in the U.S. crackdown on elite figures from the troubled Caribbean nation. According to online records, Vorbe is currently being held at the Chrome North Service Processing Center in Miami.
For decades, Haiti has been ruled not by the people, but by powerful men who has influence, money, power, and foreign connections. While everyday Haitians suffer under poverty, instability, violence, and chaos, well, these elites, they've been playing chess with an entire nation. This series is in existence for one reason, so we can pull back the curtain as we uncover what is going on in Haiti with its destabilization that is causing so many to flee. Uncovering Haiti is not about rumors, it's not about hate, it's about looking at the records and the power players who's caused the instability and chaos. Episode by episode, name by name, we are going to expose the men and women behind the corruption. Welcome back to Uncovering Haiti, an exclusive series with me, Amania of The Conservative Poet. We're going to get into it right now. Friends, this is really, really important work for us to understand why there's so many people migrating here to America. And it's not just because we have a beautiful, wonderful country, but people are escaping poverty, destruction, chaos, and so on. And so we are uncovering what is happening to Haiti. And this is an important story for me as a Haitian person myself. I don't know a lot about the country and everything that goes on there, or the story of it, or the history of it. So this is also a learning lesson for myself, and also for Americans like me who may have been born in Haiti or left Haiti when they were young, and you don't know a lot about it. So this series is really for me to understand the power players in the country, why it's the way it is, like why we're seeing so many people migrate here, and just to have an understanding of it. And of course, everything roots from corruption, money, power, and secrets. We all know this. And so I just want to take some time and uncover Haiti. And you are so welcome to come along for the ride. So like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget, commenting is really, really crucial to let YouTube know that you are enjoying this content. We are pivoting into series works, not just chasing what's happening in Chicago, what's happening with Brandon Johnson, even though a lot's happening down there. But I really want to shift into more meaningful conversation, because every day, all day long, there's shootings happening all over this country. But I really want to focus on this series because I'm going to be taking us down a road that all road leads back to America. Okay, all roads lead back to America, and this is why you should be interested in it. This is why you should hit that like button. This is why you should say, okay, I'm with you, Amania, in the comments. So I just wanted to let you guys know this is what we're doing here currently. We're diving into some serious talks so we could understand why the rest of the world is so destabilized and why everybody is trying to come to America. Now, last episode, we introduced Pierre Reginald Boulos, and he was arrested back in July by ICE. And the reason he was arrested, here it is, Haitian citizen arrested for violating immigration and nationality acts and contributing to destabilization of his own country. What was he accused of? According to investigators, Bulos supported violent gangs, he fueled political chaos, and key facts on his residency applications, he lied about some things. He didn't disclose forming a political party in Haiti, nor the corruption case that he was referred to. So he did it plainly, fraud, allegedly, alleged fraud. Okay, simple and straight. So that is who he is. So now we are going to get back into who we're talking about today. And it is no surprise that corruption, gang activity, fraud is all tied up in this gentleman by the name of Dimitri Vorbe. So friends, Dimitri Vorbe is what comes up as we pull and pull on the thread of corruption and Haiti's economic power structure. Who is Dimitri Vorbe anyway? Well, he is a Haitian businessman, a magnate. So that means he is quite wealthy, filthy, stinking rich. Okay? He's got wealth, influence, and international reach. He's not just doing business in Haiti, friends. He's out here in these Florida streets, okay? He's out here in the United States streets and other countries across the land. Here is who he is. Powerful businessman. He is the former head of Sojourner, a energy company. A lot goes back with this. I need to do more research into his company. But yes, he's the former head of an energy company. This gives him control, critical control over infrastructure. That is a powerful hold, right? And he's not just a businessman. He is a power broker in this thing because he holds the infrastructure, the power, literally in his hands. In Haiti, controlling the power, the energy, literally means controlling the people. So he had the ability to figure out if you're going to be in the darkness, if you're going to have light, if you can cook, if you can eat, how are you going to survive? He controls the energy, literally. He controls the blackouts. Here's what we got. Here is what the U.S. has on him. The U.S. is saying this with their sanctions. He's being accused of corruption, abuse of power, and contributing to what? Instability and what is the word? Destabilizing. I just drew a blank. Yes, so instability and destabilization. That is what they are accusing him of. Again, why that's important for us? Because once again, if the country is destabilized with instability, the people are going to flood to America. They come into America because they can't sustain over there. They can't sustain in their home country because it's chaotic. And so this guy, this millionaire, who knows, maybe billionaire, Dimitri Vorbe, who ICE has arrested, is saying this: you've brought corruption, abuse of power, and you have been contributing to the destabilization and instability with the gangs and all the violence going on there. So this guy is a power player. Also, here's what happens. The results of his sanctions: frozen assets, financial isolation, international consequences. So these are the things that he is facing because of this ICE arrest. Sanctions, friends, sanctions are modern day indictments without the perp walk. Thank you for that one. Now, let us connect it to the people. How does this affect the people in Haiti? Because this is where it affects you here in America. So when the people are facing these lists of things, life for them is miserable. And so therefore, they are looking for a way out. When they're facing energy shortages, yeah. If they don't have power, there are constant blackouts, phones don't work. If you're lucky to even have working, air conditioning, if you're lucky, and again, this is a place very unstable. When I was there, it's been a long time. I think when I went was 2011. Was it 2011? Gosh, it was so long ago. It was after the earthquake. And I think it was a couple of years after the earthquake. It was a few years after the earthquake. And, where we were, there was no electricity. And so it was a reality hit for me, because we were in a nice place, but there was no power, no AC. Gosh, how did we charge our phones? Because I did have my phone with me. I forget how we charged our phones down there because we had no electricity. Anyway, but let's continue on with our list here. So energy shortages, blackouts, economic stagnation. So there's no growth of business. People, imagine having a food business out there. If there's no electricity, how do you buy in bulk to really, service your business? You can't. So you have business instability. And so businesses get crippled, right? Your hands are cut off, your legs are cut off. You can't really do much. And then this affects people getting sick. So that means, people are malnourished. They're probably getting, food poisoning. That's a real thing. Food poisoning. Now you're in the hospital. So now that affects the hospitals. And, it's instability. And literally, families are left to fend for themselves. First of all, the energy shortages, blackouts, economy stagnation, businesses being crippled, hospitals being affected, and families are pretty much left out in the dark. Literally. That is the kind of power that Dimitri Vorbe have with his energy company there. Right? This is straight up. Friends, corruption is real, and some of its side effects are indeed real. So in the case of Dimitri Vorbe, lights out, hospital closing, business instability, chaos in the streets. Yeah, those aren't art. That's not abstract. That is real consequences because of corruption and political elitist power. So now I'm going to show you a video detailing exactly who Dimitri Vorbe is. And it touches bases on our friend Pierre Reginald Boulos, the first name that we pulled out of our Uncovering Haiti hat. I'll see you after that briefing.
Federal immigration agents have arrested Dimitri Vorbe, one of Haiti's most powerful businessmen, marking yet another major development in the U.S. crackdown on elite figures from the troubled Caribbean nation. According to online records, Vorbe is currently being held at the Chrome North Service Processing Center in Miami under the custody of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE. As of now, no formal charges have been filed, and ICE has not released a statement clarifying the reason for his arrest. Vorbe's detention comes just 2 months after ICE agents in Florida arrested Reginald Boulos, another wealthy Haitian businessman and former presidential hopeful, who has been accused of supporting violent gangs in Haiti. Observers say these arrests send a clear message. Author Michael DeBaer noted, "A message is being sent to the upper echelon of Haiti's political and economic elite that they're not untouchable anymore." Vorbe and his family have long been a dominant force in Haiti's business and political circles. Their company, Société Générale d'Énergie S.A., once supplied a significant share of electricity to Haiti's state power company and benefited from lucrative government contracts during the presidency of René Préval. In 2020, the administration of slain President Jovenel Moïse seized Vorbe's company, accusing it of corruption. The Vorbes, like other elite families in Haiti, have long faced public criticism over their wealth and influence, with some accusing them of profiting at the nation's expense. The arrest also comes just a day after the U.S. government sanctioned 2 Haitian political figures with ties to the Vorbe family, barring them and their families from entering the United States over allegations of corruption. Christopher Landau, Deputy Secretary of the U.S. Department of State, reaffirmed Washington's stance, saying, "The U.S. government will remain relentless in pursuing those supporting terrorist gangs through indictments, arrests, sanctions, arms seizures, and other immigration restrictions." With Haiti's capital Port-au-Prince now under the control of violent gangs who dominate nearly 90% of the city, the arrests of powerful businessmen like Vorbe and Boulos are seen as part of a larger effort to curb the cycle of corruption and violence that has plagued the country. Still, questions remain about how these actions will fit into a long-term strategy to stabilize Haiti and whether accountability at the highest levels can truly bring change to a nation in crisis.
So friends, you've seen that and you heard that. Now, there is some similarities, right? And what we're picking up is that people like Pierre Reginald Boulos and Dimitri Vorbe, they are from the same class of uppity oligarch elites. They are the power players at the very tippy top. And as we know, it is those kinds of powerful men that does the business. They don't do the people's business. They do business for themselves to continue to eat up, to grow themselves as the classes get smaller, their pockets and their wealth gets bigger. This is the same playbook. They are from the same place. And it's so interesting that they ended up in the same prison or jail, whatever it is it's actually called, where they were both being held in the same place in Miami, in Little Haiti in Miami. They come here, fancy hotels, fancy luxury homes, fancy this, fancy that. And they send money back to destroy and corrupt and feed the chaos. But they met up in Miami at the detention facility because ICE is not playing. And America is telling them, no more. Do you cause instability in your country, cause all these people to flee, to come to America? We welcome, but there's only so many rooms in the inn. There's only so many rooms in the inn. So what we are seeing with Reginald Bulos and Dimitri Vorbe is this is a system. It's not a coincidence. This is a very well machine with a few key players. This is a very small group of elites. They live their lives in this fancy way while the Haitian people suffer. I have a picture of Dimitri Vorbe. Here he is with his family enjoying his Christmas. It's a white family. They look like a white family. White Haitians. Elites. The bourgeoisies. Right? Look at these people. The bourgeoisies. Look at them. And then a regular Haitian family. Notice something? White and black. Notice something? Elite. Poverty. Notice something? Black and white. Notice something? As they always say here in America, it's the white man's fault. In this scenario, it literally could be the white Haitian man's fault. Just saying. Just saying. Mr. Vorbe does have an X account, and scrubbing through it, I found something very interesting, and I would like to read it to you now. It's a Haitian proverb, but Guac did translate for us. And so here it is. So it's a Creole proverb, and it says this: they're throwing stones at the mango tree. Here it is. The little merchant is throwing stones. The lazy dog is throwing stones. The gang leaders is throwing stones. The crazy artist is throwing stones. The little barefoot boy is throwing stones. The foolish candidate is throwing stones. The little street kid is throwing stones. The mango tree is ripe. But be careful that in throwing stones at it, the mango tree is ripe, but be careful in throwing stones at it, it doesn't fall on your heads. The mango tree isn't for us. Interesting proverb. I would have to say the people is throwing stones. ICE is throwing stones. FBI is throwing stones. The Trump administration is throwing stones. And it looks like they caught themselves a big fish. Not mango, but an elite fish. So far we have tied in wealthy Haitian elites. We've got, what's his name? Pierre Boulos. We also now have Dimitri Vorbe. We've tied in wealthy Haitian elites, ties to destabilization of their home country. We've tied in international protection. Yes, it's cracking down. The Trump administration is saying, yep, you can't hide here. So they're cracking down on that. And the U.S. enforcement is escalating those arrests. They're coming to you to an ICE facility in Miami, Florida. I don't know. No talks of alligator Alcatraz. Wonder if they're going to keep them there from now on. Anyway, so as we proceed into uncovering Haiti, we've got more names to come. We've got gang financials that we're going to be looking at. We've got political enablers, who's hiding who, right? NGO silencers, and we're also looking at foreign complicity. Who's involved and how are they getting these kickbacks? Because you know what? It's all about money and deep pockets. That is the name of the game. So we've already got our next episode ready to go, and we're going to be looking at a couple of Haitian nationalists who has been sanctioned from the U.S. So, in closing, Haiti will never be able to rebuild itself. It's never going to be rebuilt by the hands of the people who's torn it down. Accountability is not oppression. Transparency is not interference. Justice is not colonialism. The era of untouchable elites is ending under the Trump administration. And we will keep uncovering Haiti until the truth has nowhere else to hide. Not even in Little Haiti, Florida, or in Alligator Alcatraz. I'm Amania. God bless you and keep you, and we will see you in another episode. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and go check out our merch in the Orlando Patriots store so you can help us out. We have new merch. We also have my book, Understanding Wokeness, where we understand these woke words. I'll see you next time. God bless you and keep you.